It's Saturday, and that means only one thing. It is Top 10 Showtime, and I'm Nico Lurot.
And I am AJ, son of an electrician and an event manager, brother and sister, and uncle to a young child. And I have come forth for the silver screen dudes today.
I need more. Tell me more. What were you just referencing there? What do you want?
I was just talking very periodic time, a time where we would not wear trainers or shoes, we would wear sandals, and we wouldn't bear for guns, we would draw for our swords. Of course, people were talking sword and sandals in honor of the one and only Ben Hur movie, which shall be reaching your cinema screens very soon, if not now, depending on what time you're watching.
By the time we've released this, it'll definitely be out. Hopefully you've seen Ben Hur. The review should be up on our channel. Hopefully you're enjoying the Top 10 show of the Silver Screen Dudes, now coming to both visual and audio format. If you jump in the link of this description, you can download this for free on iTunes. So what are you doing? Hit pause, go and download our podcast, hit subscribe there, hit subscribe here too. And now that you're back, I need to throw this warning up. Warning! This is still an explicit show. We drop some motherfucking F-bombs on here.
The F-bombs are allowed.
We are allowed to do what we want on here. It's our show. We're going explicit. Our other shows are clean, but this one stays explicit by popular demand and by my motherfucking demand and yours.
Hey, it happens. Fuck it. That's just life.
Here's how the Top 10 show works, guys. So AJ and I each week get given a list. This week, in honor of Ben Hur, we've been given a list, as you've already said, of Top 10 Swords and Sandals movies, which has been quite tough. But basically, we go away, we make our lists separately. We come back in studio, we don't reveal our list to each other. Then one of us goes with their bottom four, the other person goes with their bottom four, the following four, and then we go one apiece, and then we combine our list, and we have the ultimate movie argument, which we call the movie Mount Rushmore. This is the 4 movies that you have to see in this category. Sometimes it's not always combining obviously our top 2. Sometimes we throw some left curves in there, we throw some outfield plays in there. You never know what's coming in the movie Mount Rushmore. It's something that covers the whole spectrum of what we think you guys need to see.
Yeah, most definitely. Totally agree with you on that one. Okay, this is it. Also, what we have to mention, my number 10, maybe he's number 2. In that case, we will punt until we reach the number 2 for Nico's point, just on the case that we feel the film should get the best appreciation mention, so then the one who appreciates it more gets to talk about it at a later time, and that's how that will go.
And you will see a big graphic come across the screen saying punt, and we will punt.
That's the one.
I started last week. KJ, do you want to start this week?
Okay, to kick it off, coincidentally, this kicked off the career for the man who I can only call the busiest man in Hollywood right now. I am obviously talking Dwayne.
Smell it?
Yeah, of course, that's the one. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and I'm going with the Scorpion King. Now, a lot of you are going to hesitate at this. When I picture Sword and Sandals, I really wanted to put The Mummy in there. The Mummy for itself, I really love, and it's of a period, but it has guns, it has the vehicles. We're in a period that's not what I'd like to represent as Sword and Sandals. So in order to honor the franchise that really was quite passionate to me, the Scorpion King came in. And as I said...
What do you mean the franchise? You mean the Mummy franchise?
The Mummy franchise.
Yeah, it was passionate until the Scorpion King came along.
Yeah, it has got bad, and yes, we've got a remake of Mummy coming out now with Tom Cruise. I don't think it's going to be very similar. It will be. I don't think it's going to be very similar. It might actually be modern day. I'm really waiting to see which way we're going.
No, it's old time.
Okay.
Yeah, same period.
I'm really waiting to see that, actually. I'm really excited for that. I think the revamp is there. Not that Rachel Weisz or Brendan Fraser done any bad. I really enjoyed what they first brought out. But
whatever happened to Brendan Fraser? Where is he now?
He doesn't look the same, put it that way.
Has he got big?
Big, balding. It's
really,
yeah. It's not. It's not the marketable guy that he was. George of the Jungle is no more. Put it that
Serious?
way. Yeah.
Poor guy.
Hey, it's life.
Hey, you enjoyed it, mate. You got more of a ride than most of us do.
This is it. So yeah. So that's where we're at. So Scorpion King. It's the backstory to the Mummy.
Mummy Returns.
Yes. It's not the greatest movie, to be honest.
I don't know why the fuck it's
it's worthy. I mean, Dwayne Johnson. It's an early portrayal. He's not the strongest. Michael Clarke Duncan was quite powerful in that to me.
Can't even remember him. I love Michael Clarke Duncan. I can't even remember him in there. I remember this movie being bad. It kicked off The Rock's career, but that man was always going to have a career, because let's call a spade a spade. He ain't good in this.
No, it's
The
not.
Rock is The Rock, but The Rock is not good in this.
No. Yeah, I'll give you that. At the time I watched it,
We were high
I don't think
it was The
Rocky.
Rock.
I don't think he could have done any wrong. It'd be like, this guy deserves an Oscar. No, he doesn't.
No.
The Rock will tell you he didn't deserve an Oscar for that. But that's the way it goes.
He's the most likable guy in Hollywood.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no disputing that. He is so damn likable, isn't he?
Yeah. What I would say, guys, would I say watch this before going to would I say watch Scorpion King? Then to be honest with you, I never watched anything after that. Scorpion King 2, 3 and all that stuff. All of it.
There was a 2 and 3?
Yeah.
I think was The Rock in them?
No, one of them was a UFC fighter.
Oh, stop.
Yeah, it was,
Stop. One was enough.
Yeah. If you were to watch it, watch Scorpion King, Mummy Returns. Stop there. Don't the rest of the franchise.
Watch The Mummy. Stop.
Mummy Returns wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
Average. That's why I said stop there.
Watch The Mummy. Stop. Good movie.
Yeah, we'll leave it there, but then this wouldn't have applied to the Sword and Sandals. So that's that. From bad to worse or worse to bad.
Wow, why are you throwing bad movies in there? This is a good list. This isn't the worst Sword and Sandals. This is the top 10 best Sword and Sandals.
Because the good ones will be mentioned, but these are ones that have to be honoured. That's
Honored.
Yeah, honored.
Conan. I know where you're going. Oh god.
Conan. The original Conan. There was a remake, wasn't there?
Yeah, fine. Guilty pleasure. Yeah, the remake was actually with Jason Momoa. Aquaman.
Yes.
Saw that. I think me and one other person went to see that. That movie bombed.
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad.
Really?
It wasn't that bad. Okay, fine. Conan's a guilty pleasure.
It's a guilty pleasure, and we have to mention it. You know, the same way. In a way, we've just gone backwards in the torch, because I believe Arnie passed the torch over to Dwayne, but let's go in order. Conan the Destroyer was, it's not your best film, but it was Arnie trying something new in the 80s. It's a bit mystical, so it's not your traditional Sword and Sandals.
It's definitely Sword and Sandals. You need the muscle-bound hero, you need the exotic woman, you need swords, you need
handles, you have your gods and that.
Certainly didn't make my list, AJ, but guilty
it's
pleasure.
Arnie, man. Yeah, for guilty pleasure, and I think it's that I have that level of nostalgia that's always going to ring to me. You know,
you have to love Arnold.
Of course, you have to. How can you not? It's one of those films that, put it this way, it's one that you would tell someone check out and watch.
For Arnold.
Yeah, of course,
not
for the brilliant acting, or not for Sly's ex-wife.
What, Maria Shriver?
No. God, her name's gone off my head.
Anyway.
Yeah, moving on. Interesting movie. Again, boring to a certain... It's worth it. It's to show you how the 80s would deliver Sword and Sandals.
If you're listening on iTunes, I'm shaking my head.
He's shaking his head. Right, that's number 8.
Ooh.
That was number 9. Number 8.
Tell me your list gets better.
This one, I believe, this one will be on your list. I'm hoping. It's a different swerve. Because it's not the action of Sword and Sandals, it's the comedy of Sword and Sandals. The way that only the Brits can deliver.
Life of Brian?
No. Carry On Cleo.
It's my number 8. Yeah, we can talk about it.
Cool. What, I mean, we're talking this, well, by the name, Cleo's going to have Cleopatra. We're talking Julius Caesar. And only delivered in the comedy that Carry On can deliver.
Oh, I love this franchise. Comedy. So many people haven't watched Carry On movies. This predates Monty Python. This predates most great modern day comedy. The only thing that I think doesn't predate this is the old Laurel and Hardy. But this is the shiznit. All Carry On movies, and I think this is the crowning jewel in the Carry On crown. The whole cast is there. Barbara Windsor, Sidney James, Kenneth Williams, Charles Horntree, Kenneth Connor, Jim Dale, they're all there. It is so good. It's a slapstick comedy of the classic Julius Caesar tale.
And you've also got the actual element of spoof. I think we talk about.
It's a big budget spoof.
Yeah,
like they didn't say spoof means low budget. No, they the proper equipment,
they
proper
went
clothes,
out,
the proper
setting, the theme.
Nice.
It was all done really well. It was done really well, and it
hasn't aged.
No,
you can watch this. Really, infamy. They've all got it. Infamy. It's so good. If you like Monty Python, check this out.
Yeah,
the Carry On movies are tops.
And as you said, it's the crown jewel to it. It's one of those you've got a tale as old as time in Caesar and Cleopatra, and you've got this
tale as old as time. Beauty and the Beast reference.
Yeah, coming to a screen near us soon as well. But it's a really good comedic value of a film.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Fucking
Sword and
great.
Sandals doesn't always have to be serious, and trust
No, it
carry on.
doesn't.
Yeah.
You know,
And trust
Life of
carry on.
Brian, I thought you were going with.
True.
That's a
Yeah,
Sword and Sandals movie.
that, yes,
Didn't
it
make
is.
my list, but did it make yours?
No, it didn't.
There you go. That's a great Sword and Sandals movie. I think Cleo's better, but
No, there you go. This is why it made the list. But they're both films. I will go out on a limb to say check them out.
Yeah.
Neither have aged either.
No.
You would always catch.
good comedy does not age.
Yes.
Bad comedy is never in. Good comedy does not age. You can watch a Carry On Cleo, a Life of Brian, fucking Liar Liar with Jim Carrey. They haven't aged.
Yeah. I would. Totally
40-year-old virgin with Steve Carell. Any good comedy has not aged. By the way, can't do this on iTunes. If you're watching on YouTube, link above AJ's head right now, or above, hang on, should be above my head maybe.
Yeah.
Anyway, link above here, and you're going to find the link to our top 10 comedy movies of all time.
Yes.
That was a tough list.
Yeah. That was one sure to have on debates. Right, number 7 is going to be another one that's going to be a bit out there. I've just brought comedy in, and here's one that I don't think many people would really associate with Sword and Sandals, but I loved it to hell. Animation. I'm talking the 12 Tasks of Asterix.
That's a good one.
Right?
I like that.
My apprentice there, Zany, is
That's
agreeing
a
with us.
good one. I like that.
Now, anyone who knows anything about Asterix, this is the Gauls and the Romans
How well is
fighting.
Asterix known outside of Europe? Is he?
I don't.
I mean, we grew up being in a French school. We
Yeah.
had Asterix and Tintin thrown down our throats. Thank you for that. We love that. But
Okay, I know in
Good
the
one,
UK.
Asterix.
I know in the UK, a generation before us for sure, Asterix is known.
In our
book-wise.
generation
Yeah,
too.
yeah. But I'm just taking it outside of the circle that I know. For anyone who doesn't know, he actually looks like a short Hulk Hogan with a helmet. I don't. Put it this way, I know on UK Netflix, the 12 Tasks of Asterix is actually on there.
Okay.
I don't know if it's in the US. I'm hoping it is. I would really hope it is. I really hope it is.
is there a particular reason you picked the 12 Tasks of Asterix? Because there's a few other ones which are all good.
There's some
Are these a cartoon or the live action you're talking about?
This is the cartoon.
Yeah,
This is
that's
the cartoon.
fine.
There are loads. I remember getting this one as a video as a kid, and this is again to even an extra twist into it. The actual fact that we're talking Hercules. Asterix were given. It's about the Gauls proving that they are gods, right? You know, no, we're not, but they surely must be gods. And well, Hercules went through 12 tasks. Let's put take your finest soldiers and put them through the 12 tasks that Hercules done.
Yeah.
And the journey is absolutely hilarious. There are ones that use the power. There are ones that use eating. There are, the hypnotism and, how do you hypnotize a
Let's
hypnotist?
call a spade though. The hero in that is Obelix.
Yeah, of course he is. I mean, he's a lovable goof. You can't take anything away
Yeah,
from
I have
Asterix.
to love Obelix though.
I think that's enough. But again, if you don't know Asterix, this is mainly to outer Europe. I'm going to go for this. This is the war of the French versus the Romans in the era of
Gauls versus the Romans.
Yeah, the Gauls versus the Romans. The Gauls are the heroes in this. There was no disputing in that. They drink a magic potion. They love to fight. They're so uncivilized, but they always seem to manage to trump anything the Romans do.
It's great.
It's absolutely hilarious. Again, we went to a French school, so we were always going to have that extra passion towards it anyway. But so unorganized, always drunk, always eating, and if you're a wrestling fan right now, out there, this is for the slightly younger generation. You've got the club who's their favourite thing: beat up John Cena. That was the Gauls. Beat up the Romans. That's all they loved. It was just literally they'll have a good meal, they'll have a good drink, they'll go outside and just beat up any Roman that happens to be passing. That's
Proper
Asterix.
football hooligans.
Yeah. That is Asterix in a nutshell. And as I said, the 12th task was the Gauls going through a test set to them by Caesar.
You end up feeling really bad for the Romans, don't you? Like,
do you know what?
Oh, that one.
Now that I'm describing it, I'm like, oh my god, how bad are we? Beat up these guys for no reason? Drunkards beating up people?
Drunkards beating up Italians who are very small.
Exactly,
Beating
yeah.
up small Italians.
Yeah, no, that sounds very wrong.
Because of the way they dress.
Yeah.
Oi. Yeah, that's why that comic isn't being written anymore. That and the author's dead, but anyway.
Yeah, it's an era you had to live in to understand
Ooh.
this. Hey, political
Bit of a
correctness.
poof moment that.
Where are you? Wherefore art thou, political correctness? Yeah.
Yeah, let's go beat up the Italians. They're just funny. Let's get drunk and kick some ass. Fuck.
Yeah, okay. That's the small nutshell, but it is worth a look. It was hilarious. And again, we have a young gentleman here who's with us, and it's lasted the test of time that you could be born in 2007 and still appreciate the 12 Tasks with Asterix.
What number was that for you?
That was my number 7.
Right, my number 10, I've got 100% we're punting for this. Troy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Punt?
Yeah.
Throw the graphic up. There we go, punting. Number 9. Starring the late, great Marlon Brando. I'm going with a... If you don't know, get to know. I'm going back to the 50s here.
Yeah,
Julius Caesar.
Big film.
Huge film. It's one of those films, don't be put off by the fact that it's in black and white. The acting is immense. It's Brando before he turned into modern Brando in The Island of Dr. Moreau. Link above if you want to see the Throwback Thursday episode, where we cover The Island of Dr. Moreau. But this movie, I mean, you take Marlon Brando and you take Shakespeare.
What more can you ask? You literally took the words out of my mouth. What more can you ask for?
What more do you want?
Classic writer, classic
actor. Classic
production.
film.
Exactly, there you go.
And there's a few battle scenes in there. It's not, the 50s wasn't the era for great battles. You know, don't expect anything on the Lord of the Rings level. But remember, there's no special effects here. This is all practical. You look at this going, fair play. That's a good fucking movie. Yeah. It's a really good movie. Marlon Brando playing Mark Antony. I can't for the love of me remember who plays Caesar, but there's nothing new here. If you know the story of Julius Caesar, it's verbatim that. Yeah. It is Julius Caesar, but with Marlon Brando, and it's really good.
It's just in a nutshell. In a nutshell.
Watch it. Yeah. My number 8 was Carry On Cleo.
Okay.
So we've covered that. My number 7, again, I'm going classic here. Charlton Heston's The 10 Commandments.
Okay, yes, that did skip my mind, actually.
Scorpion King. Psh, you leave out the 10 Commandments, unless it's
Haku Machente! Sorry. I had to bring that
Jesus.
up. 10 Commandments.
Christ, AJ.
I actually...
Hashtag wow.
Yeah, I've hashtag wow myself on this a bit.
So the 10 Commandments, for those of you who don't know, tracks the life from birth all the way through to the splitting of the Red Sea of Moses, how he received the 10 Commandments, his relationship with Pharaoh, how he was raised, the different plagues that plague Egypt. It's, you know, if you've seen DreamWorks' The Prince of Egypt, it's that, but long. Really, really long. So long that after 2.5 hours there was an intermission. After 2.5 hours there was an intermission. This is a long movie. But I mean, in terms of, it was one of the first really vibrant movies to be shot in Panavision and Technicolor. You know, when the color became a thing in movies. And it's big budget for its time, man. I mean, all the outfits look incredible. I mean, it shames Carry On Cleo. The outfits are just out there. They're so good. The effects for the time, both practical and, you know, believe me, people in that decade, when they saw Moses split the Red Sea, fuck me. Yeah. It's not one of those films where the special effects are so bad, but I've got a few coming later in my list which are in that, but I still love them.
Yeah, they're real classics, aren't they? I know. I think I know.
You know where I'm going, but I'm sure you guys know too where I'm going with Sword and Sandals. But the splitting of the Red Sea, it still looks pretty good for its time. But the scale, epicness, and the scope of this movie, as well as Charlton fucking Heston. It's Charlton Heston.
Charlton Heston has to be respected, and I'm sure will be on your list later on as well.
God, yeah.
Oh yeah.
God, yeah.
It has to be.
So that was my number, I think that was my number 7, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, over to you.
Okay, this one, I'm guessing it's on your list. I'm not gonna, we'll probably be punting anyway. Number 6 is Clash of the Titans.
Which one?
You see, this is where I was torn.
There's wrong answer.
No. I'll tell you why I'm torn, and this is why I'm just gonna keep it general. I'm keeping it general because if you look back, as you said, the graphics are really bad in the original.
What are the graphics?
It
doesn't matter what the graphics are.
Yeah. All right. In that sense, but the story is told tenfold better.
The graphics are fucking incredible considering the time.
Exactly, considering the time. I'm talking about. If we recommend this to our viewers to go and watch. By the way, where is this on your list? Should this be a pun?
You're damn straight. This is going to be a pun.
All
What's
right.
the name of the title? Clash of the Titans. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one? If you're talking the 2001 or 2010, talk all you want.
I kept it as the franchise that is Clash of the Titans. Yeah.
Big puns.
Cool. Number 5, you mentioned earlier. Brad Pitt, Orlando Bloom.
Yeah, Troy.
It actually, do you know what? It's only through respect of the other films that this isn't higher to me. I know this film got panned.
movie got panned, yeah.
I know this film has got panned
left,
right and centre. What deserved the pan and did not make my list, if it made yours, I'm walking off set straight away, was Alexander.
No. Didn't make my list.
That bored the crap out of me. I think
the only thing I thought was quite brave in Alexander was the fact that they explored his homosexuality a bit.
Yeah.
Because he was gay.
Yeah.
Well, he went both ways, but I thought, it was brave that they actually went that route instead of just showed him as the conqueror.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, cool. So they're showing a bit of the behind the scenes stuff too. Other than that, bored me shitless.
Troy, call it a guilty pleasure.
It's not a fucking guilty pleasure.
To me, I think it's a really
Troy.
good film. But if those out there who really hate it, whatever you want to call it,
I don't get it. Great Hector. He's Paris. He's meant to be a little mincy fan.
it was that.
Brad Pitt was a great Achilles.
Perfect Achilles.
He was a fucking great Achilles. Pitt, you look like a blonde surfer boy. Surfers aren't that big.
No. Yeah, good point. But
surfers will sink. If a shark bit that surfer, the shark would get smashed.
Unless it's in the hill.
That was no surfer. That was fucking Achilles there.
Yeah.
That fight between Hector and Achilles.
It was the film was.
There are no alliances between lions and men. He was great.
It was fantastic. I to this day I'm still like, why?
Peter O'Toole, Diane Kruger. This was a fucking good movie. Brendan Gleeson. This was a good movie.
It was. As I said, it's reached number 5. I would refuse to put it any lower.
It's my number 10 because there's so many more on this list which are better than it.
Fair enough.
I love it, but I mean,
on a personal passion, I don't think. Put it this way. I was going to say out of Sword and Sandals, I don't think I've watched anyone more than this one.
I'm with you. I think I'm with you.
There's one other I might have watched.
The ending was weak, though.
The ending was weak. Even the whole Trojan horse bit, you're like, really?
You knew that was coming.
What I'm saying is, in terms of the whole build up to it, the Trojan horse is such an epic part of the history of Troy.
Yeah.
That was like, okay, yeah. But I really love the film. Again, it's history. We're talking Achilles, the Trojan horse, Paris, Diana. It's big. I loved it.
Helen of Troy, not Diane.
Yeah, sorry. Helen of Troy. I loved the film.
Me too.
Loved it. I've watched it continuously.
There was a stage where it was on like every weekend on Sky.
Yeah.
Every weekend I watched it. I enjoyed the fuck out of this movie.
Even the opening scene, like, prepare your warrior, and Achilles just comes
Nathan Jones comes out.
Right, and instant. That was who Achilles was. No arguments, no thing.
He's great.
Get the job done. Loved it.
Me too.
Sorry.
And Sean Bean appeared in it too.
Yes. Yeah. The cast was fantastic.
I don't understand the hate.
Hate it. Why you want to?
We're in the minority who like this.
Yeah.
We really are. I love it, but hey ho.
Right. Number 4. Again, I don't feel bad for saying this because these final 4 can land anywhere in a list, right?
Go on.
Spartacus.
It's my number 4 as well. I'm Spartacus.
No, I'm Spartacus. We should have said I'm the silver screen dude. No, I'm the silver screen dude. We are talking the slave revolt. We are talking...
Directed by one of the best directors who's ever lived, Stanley Kubrick.
Yeah. Such a powerful film. High budget. This is the film.
High budget, practical effects, great acting, Kirk Douglas at the lead, Stanley Kubrick fucking directing.
Kirk Douglas took this because he missed out on another film.
Clash of the Titans.
Yeah. There was so much power in this film. This is the era of Sword and Sandals. Yeah. I think when you look at it, that's the era, and I'm sure your list is going to portray it a whole lot more than mine, that this is what embodied it. They really represented that era, and Kirk Douglas delivered. Stanley Kubrick, as you said, as a director, we cannot be stupid about this, and it all.
Closest thing we've got to Stanley Kubrick now is Christopher Nolan.
Well, this, as we mentioned previously off screen, totally unrelated, but even he's taken the mantelpiece off of
Spielberg.
No.
No.
Current current Spielberg. He is
no
the man.
one's taking the mantelpiece of Spielberg until they've won 4 Oscars in 4 different genres.
No.
That mantelpiece is untouchable.
I'm talking the current go-to director.
Oh,
you know,
Nolan.
early 90s was Spielberg. You go back, you had Kubrick. Right now, I'm very comfortable. You tell me there's a Christopher Nolan film coming out.
I'm there opening day.
Yeah, I'm very comfortable. And
I'll give you a pass on Interstellar. Otherwise, I love his movies.
It's very rare to have a complete clean sheet.
I want to see Nolan do a Sword and Sandals movie.
Yeah, it's probably in the making. It's probably in the making. He's doing period piece as we speak.
Dunkirk. Oh, by the way, guys, go and check out the fucking trailer for Dunkirk if you haven't already. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. What a fucking trailer.
Yeah. Check it out. When we talk Ben Hur, there's another film that I know is going to be on.
We're not talking Ben Hur yet.
No, sorry.
Spartacus
influenced another film.
Spoiler, we're going to talk Ben Hur.
We will do. Coming very, very close. Spartacus helped influence another film that I'm sure is on your list as well. A later generation of Sword and Sandals, where we're talking about the uprising, taking on the power of the Roman Empire, the slave revolt. It's on my list. We're getting there. We know exactly where that's going, and I'm sure it's going to be very high on your list.
It's not number 1.
I didn't say it had to be. I just say it's going to be high on your list. I appreciate. And it's a pretty thoughtless film, if I'm honest.
It really is.
Yeah, that's as much as I'd say.
The only fault I have, it's long. It's long, but that's something that all these Sword and Sandals movies have in common. They are long.
It's that period, but I think, whether they're fictional or true, they feel very educational.
Yeah,
that's what I would get with those films. They have a
yes, but I this is just a personal thing. I would always say if they inspire you to get educated, fine. Please never take film as gospel for education.
No.
Don't. Because you've still got people out there who will criticize Braveheart. That Sword and Sandals. Yeah. No.
Well. Yeah. No, they were boots, not sandals.
Braveheart's not on the list.
No, it didn't make my list.
No, I didn't think of it. I don't know why.
Interestingly enough, I
love Braveheart.
I think we've pictured too much sand. I think.
Yeah. But no, the point I was making with Braveheart was that don't take that as gospel for history. Also, people hate Braveheart because it's historically inaccurate. It's not a fucking history book. Exactly. It's trying to tell a great story. It tells a great story. It doesn't matter how inaccurate it is. Lord of the Rings isn't historically accurate. It's not even fucking real. It's a great story though.
You may have troubled some people who are still seeking Middle-earth. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Guys, hobbits aren't real.
And this is from Mr. Lord of the Rings, okay? But hey, just had to throw it out there.
So that was your number 4, yeah?
Yes.
Spartacus.
Yes.
Your number 3?
Yeah, I slightly slipped it out earlier. And it's the film that we're honouring this for, the whole Sword and Sandals era.
Well, Ben Hur.
Ben Hur.
We're punting.
Okay.
We're punting big time. Cool. So that was your number 3, yeah?
Yep.
Right, so my number 6... We're going into the land of cheesy bad special effects, but what a movie, Jason and the Argonauts.
That is a very interesting one. It didn't make my list.
Haha.
The next 2 are worthy of being in there.
But Scorpion King made your list.
Because of the franchise. I respect the franchise that was built around
fuck.
Again, I have certain arguments with the graphic of that era. It's very hard for people to watch it. Our generation can appreciate that. Later generations, I don't know. All right, we're talking a plus 18 show. I appreciate that as well. I appreciate that, but I'm general. I'm scoping. It's when I look back at some of these films, I'm like, hate me if you have to.
I'm hating you for not putting this on your list and putting the Scorpion King there. Jason and the Argonauts, the classic story of Jason and his crew on the Argo, aka the Argonauts, going after the Golden Fleece. It's got such bad special effects, but it doesn't matter. It's got every single mythological trope you could throw in there. Even Hercules joins them. It's so good.
Hercules did not make my list. Before anyone wonders that he's done Scorpion King, no, I did not do Hercules as well.
Hercules would have been more worthy than fucking Scorpion King, mate.
Dwayne Johnson's Hercules.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
My opinion. That's a better movie than Scorpion King. They're both fucking terrible, but yeah, Jason and the Argonauts. Again, you've got to leave your misconceptions at the door. If you're a child of the noughties or even more recently, and you're used to the modern day effects, this might grind on you a bit. please try and forget the special effects and appreciate the story. Yeah, exactly. I know they all look like Chew-It monsters, literally, but put that aside. Put that aside. I'm pointing to AJ's young nephew, who's about this demographic I'm watching.
Yeah,
watch Jason and the Argonauts.
Do you know how bad we seem?
Huh?
We're saying it's a plus 18 show. We have a 9-year-old sitting in here with us. I didn't say that. Yeah.
But yeah, Jason and the Argonauts is my number 6. My number 5. Spartans! What is your profession?
Punt.
That's our profession?
It will be. We'd have to right now.
We're talking 300.
Yeah.
We're punting.
Yeah.
Alright. My number 4 was Spartacus. My number 3 we punted from earlier. By the same special effects director, let me get his name up here. Ray Harryhausen, the same guy who did the effects on Jason and the Argonauts, and I think did them even better in this Clash of the Titans.
Do you know what? You could see the effects are similar, so it doesn't shock me in you saying that he was.
Listen, I watched Clash of the Titans in an era where there was already good effects. I watched Clash of, but let me put it into context. I watched this movie post Jurassic Park.
Okay.
And I still loved it.
It's a good film.
As a child, as a 9-10-year-old child, I watched this and I was like, yeah. But I'm sorry, the first time he takes... Okay, rewind. This is the story of Perseus saving Andromeda from the Kraken. Okay? Yeah. If you've seen the 2010 remake, it's that story, but better. Without the better special effects.
Yeah,
It's 2 steps forward and 1 step back. Not 1 step forward and 2 steps back. The story, it is so much better. The effects, much worse. But as someone who saw it in a post-Jurassic Park world, and I could appreciate it, there's no reason you guys can't too. Because effects have come on a long way, Jurassic Park still looks fucking awesome.
Yeah, Jurassic Park
hasn't aged.
Will last the test of time. I can't see Jurassic Park aging, which is really weird.
But it's all practical.
Yeah.
It doesn't age.
Yeah.
It's animatronics. The shit doesn't age.
Yeah, there you go.
It's just done so well. Look, yeah, I saw it in a post-Jurassic Park world. The first time he takes flight on Pegasus. The fucking first time he puts on the helmet of invisibility. Harry Potter style. Not the cloak of invisibility. This shit comes from Clash of the Titans. The helmet of invisibility. The first time you see Cerberus. The first time Medusa turns someone to stone. I was like, get the fuck out of here. What?
Yeah. I'll give you that. Even
that.
Yeah.
Still now, I was looking back. I'm like, whoa.
It's
like that was done well.
Very well.
Like, the Medusa looked like a Chew-It monster, but when the eyes went green and that guy turned stone, I was like,
yeah.
What?
That I will give credit for.
Oh, it's a fucking great movie. Go back and watch it. It's pure 80s cheese, but it's fucking great.
If you don't know, get to know.
Hashtag if you don't know,
the tag is there. The tag is there. It's worthy of seeing, but...
that was my number 3. What was your number 2, AJ?
My number 2. Spartans!
Yeah.
This was the film, along with Troy, I'm not too sure which one I've seen the most.
Troy. For me, it's Troy.
I think it's Troy, but there was a point where... I'm talking the original 300 here as well. But number 2 was,
Rise of an Empire wasn't great.
No. Really, a bit of a disappointment. I know someone is really looking forward to the third part.
There's a third part?
Apparently there is. They actually thought it was coming this year. Apparently it's next year, if not the year after. I don't know how they thought it was this year. Okay. But we're talking. Well, it's the 300 Spartans.
The Battle of Thermopylae.
Exactly.
300 taking on 10,000. King Leonidas getting his ass kicked. But doing so...
Eventually
he gets his ass kicked. Yeah. But he does so in glorious style.
Yeah.
It's got everything. It's got the muscle-bound, manly men doing manly things and enough six-packs to make you want to go to the gym for a lifetime.
Yeah, exactly.
It's got the exotic woman in Lena Headey. It's got the betrayal in the Senate. It's got the out-there monsters and special effects. It's got the big battle scenes. This is the epitome of a Sword and Sandals movie, and it's grotesquely violent.
Yeah. The funny thing... And I'm going to point to my young apprentice over here. His dad worked at a cinema when this film came out. You weren't born. Right? and he invited me to come and see 300. I said no.
Fool.
I said no. At the time, it didn't interest me. The DVD happened to be in my house, and I put the film. I was like, all right, let's see what this film's about. Everyone says it's good. Let me see what this film's about. Every time I see that film, I regret not going to the cinema to have seen 300 on the big screen.
I didn't even know of its existence. My dad was in Thailand visiting me. I used to live in Thailand, and he said, "Let's go see 300." I'm like, "What that's about?" He's like, "It's an old Greek. It's a Greek mythology movie." I was like, "Yeah, okay, cool." I think there was something much better on at the time that I wanted to see. Can't remember what it was, but I was like, "Can we not see that?" No, we're seeing 300. Nah, fuck it, let's see 300. It's a movie that gets your dick up in the most homoerotic way, isn't it?
It's
not because you want to bum the Spartans, but because you literally
builder.
It is.
You know, it's that you really feel the power. You want
madness.
it to be. You know.
This is Sparta.
Exactly.
So good.
If you go to war now, that film will pump you.
Oh, yeah.
I'm ready. Let's do this. And
Spartans marching to metal. Do 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 do. It was so cool. Zack Snyder, make movies like that.
If you continue with that, we wouldn't be arguing right now. You know, you would be worshipped. But hey, I'm not even going to mention.
I want to see Batman swinging to metal. Do 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 do.
That would have been possible.
It would have been good.
Instead, we were left with Martha. Right,
Martha. Why did you say that name?
But yeah, 300 wasn't really bad. That is
really
a
good.
much loved film. My number one. No. I'm just saying. I'm shocked I actually made it my number one because between Troy and 300, I think have been two of my absolute favorite films. But that's where I'm going on that.
It was my number 5. Your number what? 2,
that
3?
That was my number 2 there.
All right, my number 2 I think is probably going to be your number 1, Gladiator.
Yeah.
All right. So that's your number 1. My number 1 is Ben Hur.
Okay, which was my number 3. Which I mean, Ben Hur is epic. Epic.
It's the definition of the word epic.
It's also the definition of sword and sandals.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Yeah.
To be fair, it is the definition. The chariot scene lasts the absolute test of time.
No, it's unreal.
It's actually very interesting to know that there's a Ben Hur movie coming.
That we're making this list in honor of.
And you're thinking to yourself, are you really going to go there? Are you really going to challenge that?
Yeah, there's a lot of other movies I look at on this list. Clash of the Titans got remade, unfortunately, not well. That old movie, I think, was such a question of just copy and paste it. Just don't fuck with it. Just copy and paste it. No, they're going to start throwing the gods and Zeus and Hades in there. It's like, nah. And then the Kraken is in there. He looked cool, but he was in there for all of 10 seconds. So it's like, yeah, okay. Something like Jason and the Argonauts. That's in need of a remake.
Yeah, this is where the arguments kind of came up.
Remakes aren't good. Yeah, remakes are a product of their time. If they can benefit from a modern day audience, if it's been more than 20 years, if they can benefit from this modern take on special effects, Jason could do with a bit of an upgrade.
And to be fair, as you said, copy and paste.
If the formula works, just update.
Just an update. From Windows 7 to Windows 7.5, not
Windows
to
7 to Mac.
That's a complete upgrade. I'm just saying.
I want a complete upgrade.
Yeah, no, of course. I am Team Mac, guys. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying. Something where it's
took
exactly
a
the
while,
same.
didn't it?
It got there. That's all that matters. All I'm saying is that just use the same product, A to B. That's all we're asking for. But just let's appreciate the effects that we have now.
Yeah.
You can find
all the people out there who are like, oh, don't remake it, it's going to destroy the old movie. No, it's not. The old movie's still there. It's not going anywhere. Movies are fucking time capsules. Just because a new one, that new Clash of the Titans I thought was, at best vanilla, at worst really not good. I still love the old one. We're still talking about it. It doesn't destroy. Remakes are not a bad thing.
They're not.
And Ben Hur, I like the cast. I like Toby Kebbell. I don't like Morgan Freeman and his dreadlocks. I think that really takes me out. But Toby Kebbell, class actor.
Yeah.
Love him.
Guy Ritchie's a guy I have respect for as
Guy Ritchie's not directing Ben Hur.
Which one's he directing?
He's directing the new King Arthur.
I think he was behind Ben Hur.
How the fuck do I know? Why did you think he was behind Ben Hur?
I have no idea. I knew he was doing a period piece and I got confused.
Yeah, it's not Ben Hur.
I'm still looking forward.
I wouldn't want to see Guy Ritchie anywhere near Ben Hur.
To the director that's out there now, one, I apologise for calling you Mr. Guy Ritchie, and two, I still look forward to your film. But yeah, it's going to be. I'm looking forward to the remake, that version, because it's not the original.
Yep, starring Charlton Heston. It's just. It is, I think, the greatest Sword and Sandals movie that's ever been made.
It stands out. It will always stand out as one of the big ones.
Yeah,
for sure. For sure.
We'll always talk about your number one now.
Number one!
We've talked about it a few times already throughout all our long year in here.
To me, it was the introduction to Russell Crowe.
Was it?
Yeah, I think that was my first Russell Crowe movie. It's a passionate one. There's so much power in Gladiator from a man who serves the Empire and gets screwed and comes back.
Royally.
Yeah.
Unintended.
Exactly, royally screwed, officially. And he comes back, and he is a man on a mission. And this is where I say,
my name is Maximus Decimus Meridius, commander of the armies of the North, father to a murdered son, husband to a murdered wife, and I will have my vengeance.
That's the one. That is the one. And this is where I bring out the influence of Spartacus, where we had the going in as a slave and coming out and taking on the Empire.
Yeah.
And boy, does he take on the Empire.
Yeah.
Do you know what?
Kills the fucking emperor, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Spoiler!
Again, this guy
is 20 years old! If you haven't seen it, hashtag if you don't know, fucking get to know.
I'll give you that. I will give you that. For a modern day, like when we go back, link above one of us, there are so many epic war films that came out, but Saving Private Ryan brought it back in a new era.
Dunkirk's going to bring it back, I'm convinced.
The same with
Braveheart, the war movie.
Yeah. The same with Gladiator. You would think that Sword and Sandals was a time long gone, yet it encapsulates, and it's not just the war element. There's emotion in that film as well.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
I have so much love for Troy, so much love for 300. Think what you want of him, guys. I don't care. Troy
no
is
one
so
hates
passionate.
300.
Okay, but yeah, Troy is one that is very passionate to me. But the emotion, the power, the support you give in that's why I thought, you know what, yeah. Because we had that era. This is a new era, and you've taken it on, and you've made your place in that mark. You've made your mark.
Yeah.
So that's why Gladiator took it for me.
It's worthy. I mean, Gladiator. When I think Sword and Sandals, I'm not gonna lie, I instantly think Gladiator. It is that one I think of. So people are like, well, why is it not your number one? Because then I remembered Ben Hur, and I was like, it's just a better movie. I can't fucking put Ben Hur anywhere other than number one. But it is that time now, guys. We've got to argue. This is going to be an interesting one. I think we both know Gladiator and Ben Hur a lot.
Yeah. So 1 and 2. I'm not even going to argue as to which is first. You know what? I'll even give you Ben Hur first if we have to do a ranking.
It doesn't have to be in order. It's just a Mount Rushmore, the 4 that you have to see. Now, I'm going to throw something out here, and I think you might agree with this. I know you're going to argue for 300 to be in there.
I'm listening to your argument.
And I would take 300 to say the special effects side. And I'd build on that and say, I want to see the counter special effects side. I insist on Clash of the Titans being in there. The old one. It's such a well put together movie. And I think if there was ever a movie which you could show someone, because remember, this is about talking to the silver screen fans and telling them, guys, these are movies that you have to see. You may have seen some already, but these are the 4 that you have to see. And if there was ever a movie where I was like, you know what? Just for seeing how a movie doesn't need graphics, and even with bad graphics by our modern context, can still be good. This is the one.
I'm gonna put a spin out there, and it's not a big spin. And to be fair, it didn't even make my list. So for me to make it on the spin is very interesting. Would you do Clash of the Titans, or would you do Jason? 1, for the fact that this is the only version of Jason you would get.
Yeah.
2, in the fact that, as you said, everything in that era, the fact that even Hercules made it in there.
But Hercules isn't a product of Sword and Sandals.
It's not a product of Sword and Sandals, but it's a Sword and Sandals adventure, and put it in the sense that it's just, he covers all areas of the mythical.
When he doesn't. He covers all areas of the story of Jason. He goes for the Golden Fleece, he fights, he goes up against some of the Titans, he comes into contact with Hercules. I actually think the scope and scale of Perseus' story in Clash of the Titans is far more epic. Pegasus,
I'm just saying that you have different
Pegasus, Medusa, Cerberus, the Kraken.
There are 2 versions of Clash, whereas there's only one Jason.
No,
that's what I was saying. Yeah, but
I don't think that's important. I think to see the old Clash of the Titans is something that every single movie fan should be. It's not a chore.
No, it's not.
It's a fucking treat. treat.
I was just
might
putting
go
it
back
out
and
there.
watch.
As I said,
No,
it was
no,
a put out there.
I don't think so.
A certified lock. So
I think Clash has to be there. It's something that, as a favour to the silver screen fans, I'm like, this. You need to see this.
Do you know what?
If I was to turn to you and say, these are the 4 you have to see: Ben Hur, Gladiator, Clash of the Titans, and To Be Confirmed. That has to be there.
Ben Hur. Put it this way. Not that I'm saying it has to be in the list. Ben Hur, Spartacus, and Clash of the Titans are 3 of the. In a general scale, you say Sword and Sandals, they will always pop into your head. As does Gladiator.
Yeah.
As does 300. But for that era, for sure, it has. I don't have an argument
for now. Even for now, you have to see it.
I'm talking of the scope of what we're covering.
Yeah.
We have the current, we have the classic, and then we have the old school graphic. That in that sense. Yes, as I said, the argument was just whether it be Jason or whether it be Clash.
No, it has to be Clash.
But
It's just a better movie.
I will go with Clash. That's not a problem.
Okay, you go suggest something for the 4th one. Spartacus or 300? I guess it's a toss-up between that. Unless there's something else you're thinking of.
These are the 3, and it's in no particular order, and we can debate this. I have Spartacus, 300, and I have Troy.
Yeah, Troy's coming from a place of personal love, right? But I would say,
personal love, but I mean, it's a good film, and again,
we think,
but again,
not a universal.
But again, this is it. Even though it's been panned, have a look. 300 will always cross someone's mind, cross someone's scope, because 300 is out there to check.
Yeah.
Us as the silver screen dudes have to influence. The same way you say.
Well, then I'd
Clash
say we need
needs
to throw Spartacus out there because it's less likely to be seen than Troy.
But Spartacus is a legendary film. Troy will get panned. Spartacus is
That's
known.
true.
Spartacus is out there. Clash of the Titans. Ben Hur. Irrelevant of what's coming out now. Irrelevant of us honouring Ben Hur for what's coming out. Ben Hur is a classic.
Yeah.
Spartacus is a classic. However, to me, again, either one of those 3 go in. I don't mind. But this is.
I'd fight, because remember the Mount Rushmore represent. I understand your argument of we need to come from a place of, not instruction or education, but recommendation. And we need to come from a place of recommendation because Troy's panned, we should still recommend people see it. Troy's panned, but it's also been very watched. It's universally panned because it's been universally watched. Spartacus is now... Yeah, but we're at a draw now with Spartacus where his age and upwards, they're not going to have watched it. And they probably won't unless it gets a remake.
That's where I'm torn. That is where I'm torn.
Troy, like 300, will always come up. Yeah, it's universally panned, or loved, or a guilty pleasure movie. It's also a throwaway watch it when it comes on movie.
Which is...
but I don't think anyone would turn Troy off. They'd be like, yeah, brain dead, put Troy on.
Okay, so
Troy,
far,
I think you're more likely to come into contact with
Gladiator,
Ben Hur, Clash of the Titans.
I think in fairness, we should have 2 old school, 2 modern.
I'm happy to put 300 in there. I don't think Troy's deserving of being in there. I don't.
300 is a big one. Again,
300 or Spartacus would be my top up.
I have a feeling if you're gonna find like your old school Ben Hur, if you could do your research, and by definition, watching this show, you've heard enough of Spartacus, you will now have to go and check Spartacus. I believe if you were to do your research, that would come up in your old school Sword and Sandals, where I think that if we go for 300, we're covering the scope of old, new, and it's a different angle to Gladiator as well.
Yeah, very much so. It's much more unique. Like a comic book.
It is very unique in itself. It has many unique angles, and it's the new technology approach, which we talked about as well. Yeah, all right. It hurts me to not put Troy. I'll put it out there, even though it's my 5th, guys. You know, Troy has a lot to do. But again, I rated 300 as my 2nd film. I have a lot.
We're going for the Spartans, yeah?
Yeah, well, we'll go 300 on that.
All right. So Ben Hur, Gladiator. Okay, cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official movie Mount Rushmore of Sword and Sandals Movies, in no particular order, is...
In honor of the upcoming movie, Ben Hur.
Our second entry is...
Gladiator.
Our third entry of Sword and Sandals Movies is...
The Clash of the Titans.
the old one. Hashtag the old one, not the new one. Our final entry of Sword and Sandals Movies is...
Spartans! 300.
Yep. I'm happy with that.
I'm happy with the list. As I said, either way we picked, I wasn't going to complain.
We're going to have beef about Jason and the Argonauts not being on your list and the Scorpion King being there.
I anticipated that. I knew it had to make your list. I had to endorse the mummy in a way.
Guys, once again, if you've enjoyed this, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't enjoyed it, don't give it a thumbs down, but comment why you didn't enjoy it. Either way, tell us what your favourite Sword and Sandals movies are. And if for any reason you're watching this on YouTube and you want to download it on iTunes, it's free. So jump in the description now. The links are in there. You can go download this from iTunes. Please be sure to rate, review, and subscribe on there too.
Yep. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and obviously iTunes, guys. We are all over the place. We love to communicate with you guys. So please do communicate with us. Otherwise, we'll just be talking to ourselves, and that's not what we do. But we know you're subscribing to us, so it is appreciated. But no, honestly, I want to hear your Rushmore. I want to hear people's top 4 for sure. I really want to hear what your top 4s are. Any ones that we missed out? I know there are so many Hercules movies out there. Even to a point, I think even Aladdin kind of crossed my mind.
Aladdin could have been,
as a potential Sword and Sandals.
Cleopatra could have been in there.
There are so many. There are so many other ones out there that just couldn't make the list. So please, guys, don't hate us because we didn't mention it. Throw it out there.
Hate him because the Scorpion King did.
Aku Machente. I'm going to do it again. Right, okay, guys, please, love to hear from you in any platform. We are all over social media. Until the next time, I am the one and only, the one AJ, Anthony Jordan.
I am Nico Lurot.
Signing out.
See ya.